Nebraska. We present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day. You need interesting interviews and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, and welcome to a Friday, the 15th day of November for 2024. We are jam-packed today as we get you ready for the state high school football playoffs tonight. We'll have Sandy Creek and Lourdes Central Catholic coming up today here on Extreme Sports. 5 o'clock for the kickoff down on the hill at Sandy Creek. It'll be a 4:45 pregame show this afternoon, so join us for Sandy Creek and Lourdes Central Catholic. Nebraska football getting ready to play out in California against USC tomorrow. A lot to talk about there. The Nebraska volleyball team was on the floor last night against Minnesota. Hastings College basketball teams will open up their conference season tomorrow against Waldorf. And the Nebraska Kearney volleyball team, they were on the floor last night against Missouri Western down in St. Joe, so we'll tell you about that coming up. Plus, we'll get you ready for the NFL scene this weekend. Of course, the big game, you've got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. So a lot going on in the sports scene, as we say. Good morning to Tyson, and welcome back to the studio here today after your little trip into the Omaha Council Bluffs area yesterday. You're back in studio, and I think we're kind of back to normal here today.
Yeah, back to normal and getting up and operational up on Facebook Live this morning. Of course, we've got our Roku channel that is going. You can listen to us via the app or our website at x-streamsports.com. Also available on your smart speaker. All you got to do is yell, "Hey Alexa, play Extreme Sports," and here we are. Huddle up this morning for an hour show. Coming up at 7:30, of course, we've got our Blazing 5, and I think we've got the right picks this week to get back on the winning track. A few of my favorites. I'm betting with my heart and my head this week with some big time matchups. So that'll coming your way at 7:30. Looking forward to a fun show.
We do have a guest predictor today, Tim Stroman, who's the baseball coach out at Adams Central. He's going to chime in with his Blazing 5 today. He'll go head-to-head with us here at 7:30. He's a baseball coach. We'll find out how much he knows really about football. He's got some interesting picks. He sent them to me last night. He's got some interesting picks. So in addition to Mike and Tyson's picks coming up at 7:30, Tim Stroman will throw his picks out there as well. So kind of an interesting morning lined up. You and I on different sides this weekend for the Kansas City Buffalo football game. I see you're throwing a dagger in me already this morning. You flip on the camera and you've got your Buffalo Bills shirt on this morning. Is that just to throw the first dagger in this little rivalry?
That is the first dagger in the heart. It was also the first shirt that was unfolded that was folded on the top of the clean pile. So that's what we grab when we're in scramble mode after a day off on vacation, and excited to get back. And obviously here in the studio. As we went to Council Bluffs, if anyone wants to know how'd you do over at the boats, how'd you do at the Horseshoe, we're working today, so there's your first clue. It wasn't a really great experience. I thought for a long time I was like bummed out with because I was having so much good luck over in 20 miles to the north at the Fauner Casino and Resorts. I was having so much luck there, and I say in bunny ear quotes. And I said, well, of course, I'm not going to have good luck here at this temporary casino because they have to get the funds to build their new casino, so why would anyone have good luck? I thought maybe my odds would change in my favor if I went across the state lines, and they did not. A casino is a casino is a casino, and what do we know about casinos? They always win. So here we are. settled in, ready to work for another week, and excited for a game day coming up a little bit later on this evening. A 5 o'clock start, a little bit unique. We'll have a 4:45 pregame show for you, and looking forward to reconnecting with my broadcast buddy Marcus Metcalf as we bring you some more Cougar football. One win away for a state title.
Thank you very much for donating to the. I think that goes to the Iowa education system over there. When you lose money in the Iowa casinos, thank you very much for donating some money to the Iowa Education Fund. The Kansas City Chiefs are placing their kicker, Harrison Butker, on the sideline. He'll be on the sideline for the next 4 games after the team placed him on the injured reserve list yesterday. He's got a knee injury. He was actually out on the field yesterday practicing with the team, getting ready for the Buffalo-Kansas City game this weekend when they told him, hey, you need surgery on that achy knee, and we're going to put you on IR. So he is out, and Kansas City is signing a kicker off of the New York Jets practice squad, Spencer Schrader. So he'll be doing the kicking chores for the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend in their big tilt with the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. I think that's a 3:30 start on Sunday. But Spencer Schrader is in. Harrison Butker is out. Had to make a last-second change in my fantasy football lineup last night when I read that, and it broke my heart. Butker's been dead on for the Chiefs this year. He hasn't missed a whole lot, and he'll be missing the game on Sunday against the Bills.
And I've had such a busy week. Here's how my morning started. I was putting together the Blazing 5 to get ready to roll here for the show. And then I realized, and I was kind of going through my Facebook post, and it was like, man, finally we had a good NFL game on a Thursday night. I'm like, oh no, I haven't set my lineups yet for this week, so I had to quickly go and make some adjustments. Good thing we did. I had one league that I had about 3 players on bye. And I said, oh, that would have been a disaster. So we made some quick lineup adjustments. I, too, had to replace my kicker in one of those fantasy football leagues. I, too, had Butker, who had been the model of consistency to get double-digit points, which out of the kicker spot, as you very well know, because you were upended by me last week, thanks in part due to a 58-yard game-winning field goal by the Detroit Lions kicker Bates. That gave me the win in that matchup with you. As you know, kickers can win games, so I had to go scout the kicking ranks in the waiver wires, and I'll be honest, there wasn't much there to pick from. Who did you end up taking for your replacement kicker?
The guy from New Orleans.
Okay. Yep.
I don't even know his
solid.
name. I don't even know his name.
Solid.
Gome or something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's who I have.
Full lobby today.
NFL game last night. Philadelphia beat Washington by the score of 26-18. Saquon Barkley, he rushed for 146 yards and 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns for the Eagles. So Philadelphia is now 8-2 on the season. Washington is 7-4. So a good performance last night for the Eagles. They just keep rolling along as the Eagles beat Washington last night by a score of 26-18.
And yeah, it's Saquon Barkley in one of my fantasy football leagues, 37 points in one of the other leagues that I'm in. In our league, I had Zach Ertz. He at least got a tutty for me, so we're off to a 12-0 lead as we try to go back-to-back after an early season slide. I came out of the gates hot, won the first 2, lost the next 6, and I'm off to a slow start. But yeah, good matchup. Sounded like Washington had some issues, like did not play very well. I have a few fans who are Commanders fans, Washington fans, and have been for a long time throughout the history of that program. And it said you basically were commenting on like, this is the old Washington that we know and love. So yeah, Eagles pick up the win thanks to a big performance on the ground from Saquon.
Yeah, we got like you said, we got a lot of people in the lounge today. Thanks for joining us. If this is your first chance here listening to us, this is Mike and Tyson, and again, we're experts at nothing. So we welcome you to join us anytime. You can call us 402-834 1330. That's our telephone number if you'd like to join us on the phone, or definitely drop us a message on the Facebook, and we'll be reading those and making you a part of our show. That's what we do here on Huddle Up. I see there's good college football. Normally on Friday nights, I don't relate to Friday night to the college football scene, but some good college football games tonight. Wyoming is going to play at Colorado State tonight. UCLA has got a ball game at Washington, and Arizona plays host to Houston. So after we get done with the Sandy Creek football late this afternoon, we can cash in on some college football tonight's 3 good games, all on the tube, including that contest with UCLA and Washington. I like that matchup.
Interestingly enough, I think the most entertaining game of the night is the one you didn't mention. And you looked over my Mean Green over in North Texas. The folks from Denton are playing for bowl eligibility. I've thrown North Texas on a couple Blazing Fives this year. They've been hot for me. I took a look at them today, but it's just a very intriguing matchup because the Roadrunners of Texas San Antonio, where the game's going to be played, they have the home field advantage. They've got a lot of playmakers, and I was just I got a little shy and didn't throw North Texas in there. But I think the UTSA North Texas match, if you're looking for entertainment value and playmakers all over the field, that's your bet. And then I think the UCLA Washington, obviously intrigue there with the Big Ten. Can UCLA continue? They've sort of kind of catapulted and resurrected their season after they beat Nebraska, and they're starting to form an identity there. So that's a very intriguing matchup with Washington. And anytime you're playing for the Golden Boot, the rivalry matchup with Colorado State and Wyoming, that should be good football as well. Go Pokes, go Cowboys.
The Golden Boot, is that what they play for?
The Colorado State Rams Wyoming rivalry is the Golden Boot.
Interesting.
The Golden Boot for the ranch cowboy lifestyle that they live out there on the in the mountains. Yeah,
I get it. It's a 7:12 here today. 7:12 today on Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Let's see. Like we mentioned, the state high school football playoffs continue tonight. Sandy Creek, Lourdes Central Catholic. That's the semifinals in D1. We'll dive more into this in a little bit. But the Cougars 11-0 in the season. The Knights are 9-2. Sandy Creek has outscored their 3 opponents in the state playoffs this year, 193-26. Kickoff going to be at 5 this afternoon. Again, the pregame show begins at 4:45 here on Extreme Sports as we try to get the Cougars over the hump, so to speak, and into the state championship game. Last year, as you remember, Sandy Creek got to the semifinals and lost to Stanton. Well, those two teams are playing tonight as Sandy Creek against Lourdes Central Catholic, and Stanton is also playing in the other semifinal game. So if they both win, they'll play for the state championship this year coming up a week from Monday. So that's what's on the line.
I got to be honest, and I don't want to toot the old horn and say "told you so." But remember when you did that game last year over on the hill, and you did that semifinal matchup, and I immediately texted you about 30 seconds after it was over, and I said, Mike, prepare to do those 2 teams again in Lincoln coming up next season, because that was the one that we immediately all circled, looking at the rosters and looking at who everybody had coming back, and circled that game, and I said those 2 teams have a really good shot to meet at the capital city as the season has unfolded. Both teams, Stanton and Sandy Creek, 1 win away from a very highly anticipated potential rematch in the capital city next week. We don't know a whole lot. I'm going to start off there with Sandy Creek. We don't know a whole lot about this team. First of all, it's a very unfamiliar and uncommon opponent. I would hazard a guess, we'll talk with Kuda later this morning for the Sandy Creek Cougars, but I would hazard to guess that this is the first time that Sandy Creek and Nebraska City Lourdes have got together in a contest. I'll be interested to hear the history, if there's any at all. But secondly, they don't have a whole lot of info online about them in terms of stats. They're not an easy team to scout. I know that the coaches have access to the huddle and such, and probably have a pretty good game plan. But from our vantage point, just trying to take a look at this game on paper, we are a little in the dark here. So we're going to be getting some more information on Lord Central Catholic and what challenges they might present to the Cougars. These are always kind of those unfamiliar games where you don't have a whole lot, and you can't put it together on paper. You got to just trust your gut and play your brand of football. I would assume that's what we'll see from Sandy Creek tonight. An offense that you flash back to a week ago averaged 2.5 points per play. And so you talk about the way they've been putting the pedal to the metal, so to speak, here in the high school football playoffs and their margin of victories. Margin of victories is because they can score at any time from anywhere on the field, and at 2.5 points per play, that's pretty remarkable stuff from their offense.
Kearney is also going to be in action tonight in the state playoffs. They are at Millard South in Class A. And some other teams from the area, Central City, they're probably on the bus already, heading out to Sydney for their ball game this afternoon, 4 o'clock starting time. That's in Class C1. The C2 matchup in the area, you've got Kearney Catholic. They're on the road playing at Norfolk Catholic tonight. That one begins at 7 o'clock. And then in Class D2, Bruning Davenport Shickley. They are on the road at Riverside, and those are the area teams that are still out there playing in state high school football, as the rest of the teams, the rest of the schools in the state probably have their basketballs out by now and are leasing up the sneakers and ready to move their sports activity indoors.
That's right, getting ready for the hoop season, which gets underway on the Hastings College side of things, at least in terms of our broadcast coverage. You'll have the Broncos coming up on Saturday with that conference tilt with the Warriors of Waldorf.
Yeah, that one will go at 2 o'clock for the women, and about 3:45 for the guys on the air with a pregame show from Lynn Farrell Arena. Tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon at 1:45. Anyway, you're waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports at 7:16.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
$7:17 here on the Extreme Sports Studios. News this hour brought to you by Hastings Federal Credit Union, lighting the way to financial success since 1946. Hastings Federal Credit Union is proud to be your trusted long-term financial partner. As a nonprofit financial cooperative, the credit union is owned by the members who join, and joining the credit union is as simple as opening a primary savings account. You can access your accounts wherever you go with mobile banking, bringing you financial peace of mind right from the palm of your hand, where you can securely and conveniently manage your accounts and loans at any time from anywhere, including the casino. Transfer funds, deposit checks, pay bills with bill pay, and quickly access your account balances to help you cover whatever little curveballs life throws your way with mobile banking today. One of the many ways you can experience the credit union difference, it's Hastings Federal Credit Union, 707 North Marion Road, or online at hastingsfcu.org. Hastings Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender. We start in Kearney this morning as the search for the next chancellor of the University of Nebraska-Kearney continues. Students, faculty, staff, and community members can share what qualities they want to see in their next chancellor with listening sessions that are planned for next week. Sessions are set for next Monday and Tuesday at the UNK Regional Engagement Center. Charlie Bacot came out of retirement to take over the role as interim chancellor after former Chancellor Doug Christensen retired last May after 22 years. Meanwhile, Christmas Day is a little more than a month away, which means the holiday shopping season has already seen an uptick. The Grand Island Police Department is reminding consumers to be vigilant when it comes to how they shop and where they spend their money. Easy tips to follow include sticking to trusted retailers, using secure payment methods, and monitoring your accounts regularly. The Grand Island Police Department says also now is a good time to update or change your online passwords if you've been using the same login information for years. It does give scammers more time to collect that information. In Hastings, Vaughn's Paving is anticipated to begin residential asphalt resurfacing projects today. The first area that will be addressed will be East 3rd and 4th Streets between East Side Boulevard and California Avenue. The resurfacing of 3rd and 4th Streets between East Side and California is anticipated to take a couple days to complete. Other residential resurfacing projects to be addressed include Turner Avenue between 12th Street and 13th, Lexington Avenue between 7th and 9th, 5th Street between Baltimore and Saunders, 7th Street between Chestnut and Crane Avenue between 5th and 7th Streets. Work that cannot be completed due to weather in 2024 will resume in the spring of 2025. Meanwhile, Governor Jim Pillen led Nebraska's trade delegation to Germany on Sunday, kicking off the second phase of the state trade mission to Europe. The mission to Germany follows 3 event-packed days in the Czech Republic, which concluded with a reception of the University of Nebraska alumni on Saturday evening in Prague. While strengthening relationships with companies who already invest in Nebraska, the state's trade delegation is also prioritizing recruitment meetings with German manufacturers considering expansion to the U.S. Nebraska's trade representatives are highlighting the state's world-class workforce, business-friendly climate, and advantageous central location. It's 7:20 from the central location. Let's go to the eastern location and check out what's going on in sports with Mike Will.
Well, the Nebraska football team will play at USC tomorrow. The Huskers 5-4 in the season, 2-4 in the conference. The Trojans are 4-5. They're 2-5 in the league. USC's 5 losses have been by a total of only 19 points, including an overtime loss and a 1-point loss. The Trojans feature a high-powered passing attack, averaging 291 passing yards per game. They're ranked in the top 20 nationally in that category. Kickoff will be at 3. You'll be able to see it on Fox. The Nebraska football team has added a commitment from Stillwell, Kansas. Linebacker Dawson Merritt was originally committed to Alabama, Oklahoma, Michigan, Kansas State, Florida State, USC, and Washington all had offers on the table. Merritt is the number 85 overall recruit in his class and the number 5 linebacker, according to 24/7 Sports. He is the number 4 player available in the state of Kansas. The Nebraska volleyball team beat Minnesota 25-12, 22-25, 25-22, 25-19 last night at the Devaney Center. Harper Murray had 13 kills for the Huskers. Taylor Landfair had 12. Nebraska now 25-1 in the season, 15-0 in the conference. They'll play host to Indiana on Saturday. First serve will be at 7:30 on BTN. Nebraska's senior libero Lexi Rodriguez and sophomore setter Bergen Riley have been named semifinalists for the AVCA Division I Player of the Year award. Nebraska and Pittsburgh were the only schools with multiple players on the 14-player list. The 2024 AVCA Player of the Year will be announced on Friday, December 20th in Louisville, Kentucky during the AVCA convention. Hastings College basketball teams will play their conference opener tomorrow against Waldorf. The Bronco women are 2-0 in the season after non-conference wins over Bethel College and Bellevue University. The men are 1-1 after losing to Bethany and beating York. Women's game tomorrow will be at 2 with the men to follow at 3:45. We'll have the action here on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame show at 1:45. The Nebraska Kearney volleyball team, they beat Missouri Western 21-25, 25-22, 12-25, 25-21, and 15-11 last night down in St. Joe, Missouri. The Lopers now 27-1. They are 14-1 in the conference and will play at Northwest Missouri tomorrow. First serve will be at 6. And the UNK football team will close out the regular season tomorrow by hosting Fort Hays State. Kickoff will be at 12 o'clock noon. Check on your sports headlines this morning on Extreme Sports. It is 7:23.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Sunny, warm, and breezy on this Friday as we head into the weekend. Today we'll have a high of 62 degrees, plenty of sunshine, and south-southeast winds 10 to 15, gusting up to 30. Still breezy tonight with gusts remaining up to 25 miles per hour, a few clouds, an overnight low of 46. Saturday and Sunday, plenty of sunshine, sunny again, 65 Saturday, 55 on Sunday. Then rain chances come into picture Monday and Monday night. Fairly good chance for measurable rain. That's a check your forecast.
Right now, the winds out of the southeast at 5, gusting to 11. We've got clear skies, 34 in Hastings here at Extreme Sports at 7:24.
This holiday season, take control of your health and give the gift of wellness at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. From November 10th through December 31st, we're here to help you unwind, rejuvenate, and feel your best. Treat yourself or a loved one to our soothing massages, relaxing head spa scalp treatments, and luxurious Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing benefits of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Looking for an extra special gift? Our gift certificates are the perfect way to share the gift of wellness. Plus, become a member and enjoy 24-hour access to our exclusive therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members also save 20% on all services and 10% on products from our non-toxic retail shop. Give the gift of health, peace, and joy this holiday season only at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center.
Extreme Sports has been bringing you the exclusive home of Hastings College Athletics, and we're just getting started. Thanks to our incredible sponsors and your support, Extreme Sports 2 has been a huge success. And now we're excited to announce the launch of Extreme Sports 3. With Extreme Sports 3, you'll get even more local sports coverage. Plus, 24/7 access to Sports by Line, where you'll hear the best in national sports talk. Whether it's Hastings College, high school action, or the latest from around the sports world, we've got it covered across all 3 streams. And don't forget, when we're not broadcasting games, join us weekday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for Huddle Up with Mike Will and Tyson Havronik. It's the perfect way to start your day with sports, news, weather, and great local interviews. So tune in, check out all 3 streams, and stay with us for even more sports coverage coming soon. Thank you to our sponsors for making it all possible, and to you, our listeners, for keeping Extreme Sports strong.
And good morning. Welcome to Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Mike Will, Tyson Havronik, getting you through a Friday morning, the 15th of the month here, 7:26. Mentioned the Nebraska volleyball team. They were in action last night. They actually lost a set. Now, they lost the second game to Minnesota last night, 22-25, but they went on to win the match in 4 games over the Golden Gophers. After the ball game, head coach John Cook met with us, and he says, yeah, he was happy with the win.
I knew this was going to be a tough match tonight, and it was a brawl. So I thought some really good volleyball. There was some little shaky volleyball, but I think we responded really well after losing game 2. John Baylor just told me I think we won 29 out of the last 30 sets we played, so it felt weird to lose a set. But I thought we responded really well, and Minnesota gave a great effort tonight.
And the coach says they need to learn from this win.
I mean, we can do that, but we got beat up. In the long rallies, they won more long rallies than us tonight. They were better out of system than us tonight. So, we got to learn from that and be better.
But again, the Huskers winning last night. They keep rolling along. They're 25-1 in the season. Now 15-0 in the conference. They'll play host to Indiana tomorrow night, so you can watch the Huskers tomorrow on Fox, and then flip over and catch Nebraska and Indiana in volleyball. First serve will be at 7:30 over on BTN.
How dominant of a program do you have to be able to get up on a press conference and say, "Well, that felt weird to lose a set"? That's the football equivalent of, that felt weird to give up a touchdown. We still dominated the game. We still took the 16th team in the nation and won in 4, but we lost a set, and that was a shot to our pride. The body language yesterday. John Cook is like one of those guys where I've never seen him smile on the sideline at any point. He had like a scowl after Minnesota took that second set and tied things at 1. You can tell that this is a program that plays with a lot of pride. They're going to go out there and their goal is to win everything in 3. And to have a program where 29 out of 30 sets and it felt weird to drop a set means that you're doing everything right from a program perspective. So another big win for the Big Red, a top 25 victory against a really good Athletic. I was very impressed with what I saw from Minnesota, but just didn't have the ponies to catch up with Nebraska last night as they went in 4. We had a little watch party down at First Street, and good volleyball on display for sure.
Huskers and Indiana again tomorrow gets underway at 7:30 at the Devaney Center. Well, the alarms I see, Tyson, have went off across the central part of the United States as everybody is chiming in and watching us on Facebook Live and all the other channels that we're on. Roku, I see we have a full set of listeners here. So let's get at it. It's time for our Blazing 5.
You're as cold as ice. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice,
baby, it's cold outside.
I've gotta go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
It's time for the Extreme Sports Frozen 5.
I don't like that. We need to change things around. Tyson and I combined last week. We go under the 500 mark, so the Frozen 5 is at you this morning. But I'm confident we can turn things around. Last week I was 3-2. Actually had a winning campaign last week, so now I'm 24, 26-1 on the season. That's my record. Here's my Blazing 5 for this week. In the Big Ten, Ohio State playing Northwestern.